Scribble notes when I wrote these quotes. If I offend, pardon me, there's more of me to grow. Creative in my process, enjoy the show. The will is different when you recognize the different strokes. Different folks, same goals, we all want the most. So when we reach the top, we can enjoy the toast. The type of bread we get is fresh about the bakery. Told them don't play with me, with or without a degree. Don't question my intensity, bravery. Similar to agencies that want to see you fold. So just pray for me. Einstein with my energy.
So there's a lot of and this was also when my faith was really falling apart. My girlfriend at the time, who I thought we were going to get married, we broke up. My family really started kind of fall apart in a lot of ways. There's a lot of hurt that kind of came up around that time that just became a massive issue that has taken us years to try to work through. So there's a lot of difficulty, and it really gave me the chance to ask myself, what do I really want? And honestly, my older brother inspired that a lot too. He really pushed me to ask that question. And so I started to, ask myself, well, what is it I really want? And I forget where it was. It might've been the same podcast, but they talked about what is the one thing that you would do for the rest of your life if you never got paid? And go do that, or try to figure out how to do that. And that for me was music. I knew that I was always going to do that. I didn't know if I wanted it to be my life. My older brother had wanted to be in a band, with me and my younger brother, which we were briefly, but didn't work out long term because I didn't think I wanted to do that for my life. Of course, as I actually give myself the chance to figure out what I really want, that ends up being kind of the primary direction. So I just kind of, once I left grad school, which is, a decision that took me a couple of years to make, I decided it's really about music, I think. And then there's a number of years I spent kind of floundering around, not making decisions that were in line with music being the number one priority. And because I was so fucked up in my head, not able to truly understand what I really wanted and what my driving forces were. Because again, when you lose such a gigantic narrative as Christianity, if you really believe in it hardcore, you've lost your meaning for everything. You can't, and you don't believe in your own power, like I talked about earlier. So you can't actually say this matters. So it's hard to get fulfillment out of these things. Where I've come to now is well, fulfillment comes from accomplishing the things that you want. And the fact that you want it is actually the thing that makes it valuable. That's totally legit. But it took me a long time to get there because combined with all the other stuff we talked about earlier, I didn't feel like what I wanted mattered at all, especially in compared to this big narrative. So eventually, after floundering about, trying some different covers, making covers to post on YouTube, and starting to make more videos and people liking the videos, that's when other artists started to ask me to make their music videos. And so that kind of pushed me a little bit more towards some of the film stuff. I discovered I just really genuinely enjoy doing this. I enjoy being an entrepreneur, making my own way in the world. And, slowly I was kind of iterating on FundUp as well with my dad. And doing a lot of, especially when I started to go to therapy, things really started to come together more because I had somebody who would really, without any judgment at all, help me dig into my brain and figure out what in the world is going on and what are the messages that are in there. But that's kind of generally how I transitioned from all that stuff into music. And, now music is definitely kind of my number one priority. FundUp is number two. And then after that is kind of the videography business. I think with the music, I make all my own music videos, including that sci-fi series. And I just love doing that. So that's obviously up there kind of with number one as well. But that's the general way that I transitioned over.